Okay? Delta y is the actual change in the function as you go from that point to that point because you're on the function. You guys with me on that? Okay? And dy is an approximation. You can see where calculus is coming in now, right? dy by dx, right? So you can see where the calculus is coming in. So again, the red stuff is an approximation to this blue delta y, okay? And here's this important formula that you need to know. Sorry? Yes. Yes, this is f prime of x times dx. Yeah. Well, you can see what this really means, okay? I mean, I'm not saying that this is really a precise definition, but kind of vaguely you can see what this means, okay? Okay, so I'm taking a look at this equation here and trying to kind of give you some sense on that as to why that is true. Okay, what's another term for f prime of x? How else do you write it? How else do you write it? So sorry? Fantastic, good job, girl. So in some ways, can you think about canceling this guy and this guy? Then do you see that delta y is really approximately equal to dy? You guys see that? Right? Because I've canceled the dx's. So isn't that what I told you earlier, that dy is an approximation to delta y? Okay, and you can see how it's coming from this equation. You guys with me on that? Trina? Yeah. You here? Yeah. Okay, you look kind of totally out, so I'm not sure you're here or not. Okay, can I move on then? Do an example? Everybody got the slide down? Okay, let's do an example then. And there's only one example I'm doing, and then you guys can work on your homework, okay? Oh. Okay, so now you want to take notes down, okay, because this is an example. So before we start doing the example, let me ask you this question. Is delta y the actual change, or is dy the actual change? Thank you, delta y. Dy is the approximation. It's the approximation, okay? So it's telling you what you want to do is you want to compare the approximation to the real thing. That's the bottom line, okay? How good is it? Okay, so in order to do this, I'm first going to need this. What's that equal to? 2x, nice. And then my formula for the approximation, remember what's my formula for the approximation? dy is equal to f prime of x times dx. So everybody with me on that? Right? That's my formula for the approximation. Okay? And the point that I'm looking at is x equals 1. Is everybody there? So then this approximation is equal to 2, x is 1, dx is 0.01. What's that equal to? Come on. 0.02. Right? Yeah, always have a leading zero there, okay? Yeah. I'm really kind of surprised that not too many math teachers emphasize that, to have a leading zero there. And I'll tell you that because people don't get used to that, there are major errors that happen in hospitals. Because some nurse or some doctor or some pharmacist wrote that thing down as 0.02, and inadvertently what happened was that he really meant it to be 3.02, but he was lazy, stupid, careless, whatever. The nurse saw 0.02 because he dropped the 3. So can you imagine the kind of mistake that can happen? You are supposed... Because he was careless, lazy, stupid, one of the above. Doctors do that too. I'm not saying doctors don't do that. I'm saying doctors do that too. If you put a 0 there, then you are telling someone that, yes, I know what that leading digit is. It's a 0. I didn't forget it. It's a 0. Whereas when people are lazy and don't put anything there and just write a 0.02, it could be they forgot to write the 3 down. And so instead of getting 3.02 milligrams of whatever, poison, well, I guess, no, poison won't be good. You get less, so that won't work. So it's got to be the other way around, right? It's got to be good stuff, right? You are supposed to get 3.02 off, and you get only 0.02. Okay. Okay, big difference, right? You've been cheated. Yeah, just like you ended up in that hot box called the sauna, thinking that you'll get high, but you are sweating instead. Oh, did you hear that story? Oh, I got to tell you the story. Hang on, let's finish this, okay? So now I need to get delta y. I want to get delta y, which is what? The approximation or the real thingy? Nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my function because that's my real thing. And my x was equal to 1. And I move the point horizontally by 0.01. And what you're going to do is you're going to put this. Actually, delta, I take that back. Okay, give me a minute. Actually, you know what? Let me erase the stuff and. Remember, delta y is the change, okay? It's not the function value, it's the change. So, come on, erase. Go away.